Good evening. Happy Friday, the 24th of October 2025. I am Akool, astrological author, analyst, researcher, and philosopher. Today, I have come up with yet another very interesting astrological topic titled Property Luck in Astrology. Your property luck. Discover the hidden pros and cons of your home fortune, whether you have luck for a good home or not, and the consequences after acquiring the property, and the consequences after acquiring the property. Pros and cons of your property luck, a detailed astrological study. Pros and cons. Pros. Now we will be discussing about pros. Everybody dreams of owning a home in their desired location. While the wealthy may possess multiple luxurious properties, ordinary people like us often save our hard earned money bit by bit from the very first day of earning to fulfill the dream of having a small home. Many even supplement their savings by taking home loans at high interest rates. Cons. We have now discussed pros and now the cons. After so many sacrifices, imagine the heartbreak if we are deceived by the seller or vendor. The property turns out to have legal encumbrances, or we lose it in litigation. Just think about the situation. It is the cons. It happens with many, like the common people. Sometimes, even after owning a home, peace of mind remains elusive due to unforeseen issues such as troublesome neighbors, an unpleasant locality, or other unexpected problems. These real life challenges inspired me to prepare this presentation for all my beloved viewers, a detailed astrological insight into your property luck. Astrological rule. The fourth house of your birth chart indicates both movable and immovable property. Movable properties are building, land. Immovable properties are land, building, structure, etc. And movable properties are mainly your personal cars and all those things. The planets in the fourth house and the planets aspecting the fourth house influence the fourth house of property. The fourth lord implements the promise of the fourth house. Whatever there is promise in the fourth house, it will be implemented by the fourth lord because he is the owner of the house. The seventh house is the future of your property, being the Bhavat Babam house of the fourth house of property. Fourth to fourth, seventh house. Start counting from 4, you will be, another 4 will be the seventh house. 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh house. So it is the Bhavat Babam house and the future of your property. The sixth house of court is the house of litigation and the documentation of your property. The sixth house is also the house of neighbors of your property, since it is the third house from the fourth house. Third house is of neighbors. From property, it is fourth house. From fourth house, when you will count third house, it will be the sixth house. The ninth house is the house of struggle related to property, being the sixth house from the fourth house of property. The 11th house is the house of sudden development concerning your property, being the 8th house from the 4th house of property. The 12th house is the luck of your property, being the 9th house from the 4th house of property. The second house is the house of income from your property, being the 11th house of income from the 4th house of your property. Please remember all those things, otherwise it will be difficult to apply these parameters on the horoscopes, to the horoscopes. The third house is the house of loss of your property, being the 12th house of loss from the 4th house of property. The 8th house is the house of inheritance of your property. Isn't it? We also examine Chaturthamsha, means D4, for all property related matters by following the above parameters, means the parameters we have already discussed. Let us now analyze a horoscope and apply all the above parameters for predicting the property luck of the holder of the horoscope. Who is the holder of the horoscope? Horoscope of Mukesh Ambani, a multi-billionaire who owns several multi-million dollar household properties, with his most famous being the 27-story skyscraper residence in Mumbai, Antilia. His family has a portfolio of luxurious properties across the globe, including estates in Dubai, the United Kingdom, and a historic family home in Gujarat. It is his horoscope. The Lagna is Tula, means Libra. For Libra Lagna, the 4th house is Capricorn. For Libra Lagna, the 4th house is Capricorn. And Saturn is the Lord. Here Saturn is exalted in Libra. And Saturn is the Lord. He is the master of the 4th house of property. Jupiter, a natural benefic, and the 12th lord also from the 4th house, and third lord from the 4th house, aspects the 4th house Capricorn by his 9th aspect. It is a mixed result giving aspect, since the Jupiter is a natural benefic as well as a functional malefic from both the Lagna and the 4th house of Capricorn. He is a functional malefic, but a natural benefic also. So his aspect is of mixed nature. No planet has been aspecting 4th house Capricorn in his horoscope other than Jupiter. The 7th house is Aries. That is 4th to 4th house, means Bhavat Bhavam house. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th house is, the 7th house is Aries, which is Bhavat Bhavam house of his properties, which is occupied by Sun, an exalted Sun, who is the 8th lord from the 4th house of Capricorn. And Venus. Venus is Yoga Karaka. For Capricorn, Venus is the 5th lord and the 10th lord and is a Yoga Karaka. Saturn also aspects the Bhavat Bhavam house as the lord of the 4th house. So there is promise of having properties because Saturn is exalted and it is aspecting the 7th house, which is the 4th house from the 4th house, means Bhavat Bhavam house. And Moon also. Who is Moon? The 7th lord from the 4th house and 10th lord from the Lagna. So there is a promise. Twelfth house has Rahu and Mars. From the 4th house, 3rd house is the 12th house, which has Rahu and Mars. Isn't it? The 9th house of luck, of property, is Virga. From Capricorn, the 9th house is Virga, aspected by the house lord Mercury. Mercury by his 7th aspect from Pisces. So he has good luck. We have to assume that he has a good luck astrologically in the matter of properties. So he has so much of property. It is because of the Mercury. But simultaneously, Mercury is also the 6th lord. 6th lord from the 4th house of Capricorn. 6th lord gives struggle. It will give trouble. It will give struggle and trouble when the time will come. I am not predicting about the time. But he is prima facie giving good effect. Now let me narrate. With his Tula Lagna horoscope, I think by now you have noted his horoscope, the planetary placement. Lagna is Libra. Saturn is the 4th lord in Libra. Moon is the 10th lord in Libra. Saturn is also the 5th lord. The 3rd house, Sagittarius, is occupied by Rahu and Mercury. Mercury is the 2nd and the 7th lord and is in the 12th house from the 4th house. Mars, not Mercury, Mars. Mercury is the 9th lord and 12th lord from the 9th lord and 12th lord from the Lagna, and 6th lord and 9th lord from 4th house. Mercury, who has been aspecting the 9th house from the 4th house. It is a good placement of Mercury. Sun is the 11th lord from the Lagna and the 8th lord from the 4th house of Capricorn and is exalted in Aries, which is the Bhavat Bhavam house of the 4th house. It will bring suddenness also. Something unexpected with his property may take place. Unexpected not in the positive sense, in the negative sense I am talking about. Venus is the Lagna Lord and the 8th Lord. Venus is the Lagna Lord and the 8th Lord from the Lagna, and from the 4th house of Capricorn, Venus is the 5th Lord and 10th Lord and is in the 7th house. So Venus placement is the 7th house, which is the Bhavat house of the fourth house, is favorable. Jupiter is the functional malefic both from the Lagna and the fourth house. From the Lagna, it is the third lord and the sixth lord. Trishadaya, third lord and sixth lord, most number one malefic from the ascendant, and from fourth house of Capricorn, Saturn is the 12th lord and the third lord. In both ways, Saturn is negative. But it is a functional benefic and has been aspecting the fourth house. So trouble with his property, his sin is likely to come. Ketu is in the ninth house from the Lagna and sixth house from the fourth house of property. Now let us, please then keep it all those things in mind. With his Tula Lagna horoscope, the fourth house of property is Capricorn and aspected by Jupiter, the natal third lord, the 12th lord of losses from the fourth house of property, and the sixth lord of litigation and documentation, the third lord of neighbors from the fourth house of property. The third house, which is the 12th house of losses from the fourth house of property, has only malefic influences, indicating that he may incur losses from his property, particularly from his properties in foreign countries as well as properties he has leased or rented out. Yoga of multiple property. His fourth lord is exalted, showing multiple property yoga. When the lord is exalted, it shows multiple property yoga. But it doesn't show whether he will be happy with his property or not. It doesn't show. It shows multiple properties. You may have multiple properties. You may have 5, 6 properties and 12 cases, court cases against them. Your peace of mind will go. You have 6 properties, palatial bungalows, and you have 12 cases, court cases against these bungalows. Think what will happen. Your peace of mind will go. For him, it may not affect because he is multi-billionaire. He has perhaps engaged his advocates. They are on his roll and regularly attending those court cases. I don't know whether there is litigation in his cases or not. But for a common person, if he has even one property and it runs into litigation, it is difficult to afford. All the peace of mind gone for that particular property. His fourth house of property is Capricorn, from which the growth given Upachaya houses are the third house Pisces, the sixth house Gemini, the 10th house Libra, and the 11th house Scorpio. Pisces is occupied by Mercury, means third house from the fourth house is occupied by Mercury. Gemini, which is sixth house from the fourth house of property, is occupied by Ketu, and Libra, which is 10th house from the fourth house of property in Capricorn, is occupied by Saturn, and exalted Saturn and the Sun. The best feature here is the Saturn, who is the fourth lord and exalted, and well placed from the fourth house. It is in the 10th house from the fourth house. This is the best part of his horoscope, so he has multiple properties. And Mercury is also well placed, who has been aspecting the 9th house of Virgo from the 4th house of Capricorn. making the ninth house of luck for property strong. So it will be difficult for anybody to give him any shake relating about his property. His luck will stand with him. Property luck. Pisces is occupied by Mercury, Gemini is occupied by Ketu, and Libra is occupied by Saturn and the Moon. As such, four planets are associated with the growth giving Upachaya houses from the fourth house of property, and he has multiple properties. So he has multiple properties that is being indicated by his horoscope. That is, when you have multiple properties, you please get ready for multiple litigations also. Property always invite litigation. So if you don't want to lose your peace of mind, don't acquire so much of property. Even if you have money, keep them in the bank or invest them elsewhere, not after the property. Property invites litigation, and it is the most disputed item after the death of the property holder. People will start fighting among themselves over their claim and counterclaim on the property of the deceased person. I have seen, and all of us know, when a person is died, even after making will, registered will, there will be claim and counterclaims on his properties. And all those properties will run into litigation unless the court decide the same. So properties always invite dispute. So it is the bad part of the property, negative part of the properties. Even if you leave one property and you have 3-4 children, they will fight among themselves after your death over the claim and counterclaim. They will make claim and counterclaim over the property of the deceased person. Even those who don't know you, never met you during your lifetime, such type of people will also come in the scene claiming the property. Properties is the bone of all contentions. Property is the bone of contention among the relatives, among the relations. So don't aspire for too much of property. Only one residential property in which you can live comfortably is enough. Even if you have money, I will suggest if somebody come down to me for seeking suggestion, I will ask him, don't acquire more properties. But if you want to earn rent, it is a different thing. If you want to earn rent, that is a different thing. Rent is a commercial thing. You can earn rent. You can make 10 flats and put them on property. You will get monthly rent. But that too also controversial, because the tenant may deny you the rent. Tenant may go. You may have to quarrel with your tenant. Bad tenant will come. Everything will take place. Let it be. Mercury, the ninth lord of luck, from the fourth house of property, occupies the third house, Pisces, from the fourth house of property, and has been aspecting the ninth house of luck in Virgo, indicating that he has very strong property luck. He has strong property luck, and his neighbors are elegant and regal. because there is no malefic influence on the third house of neighbors from the fourth house of property, isn't it? So they may be elegant, they may be regal. Yes, they are so also. They are expected to be so. Because his all properties are luxurious and people around him will also be economically sound. So they will not do so. But what about the internal family matters? Isn't it? His seventh house, which is the future of his property, being the Bhavat house of the fourth house of property, is afflicted by an exalted sun. See the drama twist here. Who is the eighth lord from the fourth house of property, clearly indicating that he is likely to receive shock concerning is likely to receive. I am not predicting. Clearly indicating that he is likely to receive shock concerning his property vis-a-vis Jupiter, who is the 12th lord from the fourth house, has been aspecting the fourth house. Who knows? The shock may also be due to the government inflicted measure, since the sun is the karaka of government. Who knows? Government keep on changing their policies. One day they may bring some policy stating that if a person has more than one property, the remaining will go to the government. Who knows? We don't know, na? With the change of the government, they keep on changing the policy. We have already a law in India that stealing of the surplus properties, surplus land, not properties, surplus land. I think this law is still in force. Means stealing on the surplus law. Suppose you have 300 acres of land. You have just keeping this land idle. The government may acquire. The government also acquire the land when they build proper road and when they build new road or expand the existing one. They acquire the land, private land. At the no, at the government rate. At the government rate, not at the market rate. Means you cannot demand 1 crore rupees or 2 crore rupees from the government. Whatever would be the government rate, they will pay you. It is guaranteed. Government will pay you whatever the government rate and whatever they will decide, not according to your decision. When a property is acquired by the government, the rate is fixed by the government. Rate is fixed by the government, not by you. It is fixed by the government and they pay compensation accordingly. As far as I don't know much. Whatever I know, I have just shared. I may be wrong also. This much of thing I am aware of, so I have shared. I may be wrong also. Who knows? Government may be paying this thing, market rate also. I don't know. But I know the government pays the rate fixed by the government as compensation for acquiring private properties. For in case government want to build any government building, expansion of road, construction of new road, construction of a new structure for the government like medical college, engineering college, they will acquire land if they don't have. If the government land is not enough, they will acquire your land. So let it be, whatever may be. It is seen from the horoscope, no problem. The future of the horoscope will show. The seventh house will show what is the future of your horoscope, your land. Seventh house, the Bhavadbhavam house from the fourth house. It is the Chaturthamsha, means default chart of Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Ascendant is Aries. Sun is the fifth lord, exalted in Aries. Moon is the fourth lord in Aries, Lagna. This is a very good feature because Moon is the fourth lord. The Karaka Bhava lord is in the Karaka Bhava Lagna, which is a good luck for having properties. Good luck for having properties. It is only for having properties. Consequences, the future is not known. This only give you property, but what is the future of your property? Whether you will be happy by acquiring that property, that also matters. Na? If you are all peace of mind gone after acquiring a particular property, what is the use of having luck of acquiring property? It is better not to have. It is better not to have, is my personal opinion. The sixth house, Virga, is occupied by Mercury, exalted, who is the sixth lord of litigation and afflicted by Rahu and aspected by Mars. Sixth house is of the house of litigation, we all know, and lord of litigation is exalted. Leave it. Venus is in Capricorn, who is the second and the seventh lord, and Saturn, think about Saturn. Saturn is the fourth lord, natal fourth lord. Saturn is the natal fourth lord, means fourth lord of the birth chart, who has been aspecting the fourth house of Chaturthamsha. Means it is a very good yuga for having properties, having number of possessions. Both are being indicated by Moon and Saturn. So yes, lot of possessions, properties, everything. He is a big industrialist. He will naturally have the biggest industrialist in the country. Jupiter is the ninth and the 12th lord from the Lagna. From the fourth house, it is the sixth lord. Jupiter is not keeping good promise. From the fourth house, Jupiter is the sixth lord of litigation. Jupiter is not keeping good promise. And the most dangerous part, that Mars, who is the Lagna lord of the Chaturthamsha, is in the 12th house of losses, in mutual aspect with Mercury, who is the sixth lord of litigation from the Lagna, and the 12th lord of losses from the fourth house, Cancer. He is the 12th lord of losses also from the fourth house, Cancer. So let us start narrating. In his Chaturthamsha, D4, the Lagna is Aries and is occupied by the exalted Sun, the fifth lord, and the Moon, the fourth lord, which is a Raj Yoga, that gave him many properties, which is a Raj Yoga, indicating that he will have royal positions, and he has. The Moon, who is the fourth lord, the Karaka Bhava lord. In a divisional chart, in case of property, the fourth lord is the Karaka Bhava lord. Means he is the main. Karaka means master, captain, you can say, indicating that he will have royal possessions. The Moon, who is the fourth lord, The Karaka Bhava Lord is in the Karaka Bhava Lagna. Chaturthamsha Lagna is Karaka Bhava Lagna of the fourth house. Yeah. And is in the Karaka Bhava Lagna and is a strong link indicating that he has sound lack of property. Lack of property, I am not talking about the future of the property, I am talking about the lack of property. Lack is different. You may have lack of plenty of wealth, but whether you will be happy, whether you will be able to retain that wealth with you for longer time, that is a different matter. Lack of having something, but retention is another part. It is not the same. That he has sound lack of property. The fourth house of property in the D4 is Cancer. D4 means Chaturthamsha, is Cancer and is aspected by Saturn, the birth fourth lord, and Venus, the birth yoga karaka, from the fourth house of property in Capricorn. From the fourth house of property in birth chart, from the fourth house of property in Capricorn, thereby establishing a strong link between the fourth house of the birth chart with the Karaka Bhava of the Chaturthamsha, with the Karaka Bhava of the Chaturthamsha. Fourth house of birth chart with the Karaka Bhava of the Chaturthamsha. However, the birth horoscope and Chaturthamsha have strong yoga for loss of property, since Saturn is the 8th lord also and is with the 12th lord Jupiter, and they are jointly aspecting the fourth house, his fourth house. The fourth house. However, listen again. However, his birth horoscope and Chaturthamsha have strong yoga for loss of property, since Saturn is the 8th lord also and is with the 12th lord Jupiter, and they are jointly aspecting the fourth house. Jupiter is aspecting the fourth house, and what is Saturn? I am talking about birth chart. And what is Saturn? Saturn is the 8th lord also, not only the fourth lord, 5th lord also. And from fourth house, it is the 8th lord. His father's property was already split between him and his younger brother, Anil Ambani, in 2005-6 during his Ketu Mahadasha, as a sequel to a brotherly feud started in Mercury Mahadasha, as both Mercury and Ketu are connected to the 12th house of his Chaturthamsha. Besides, Mercury is the 12th lord from the 4th house of property. 4th house in the Chaturthamsha is Cancer, and Gemini is the 12th house, and Mercury is the lord. So, this was the astrological presentation for the day. I wanted to emphasize on 2 points. One is having the lack of property, the other is having the lack of multiple properties, and about the future of your property, whether you will be able to keep them in your possession, or you will get involved in litigation, or you will get bad neighbor. All those affect mental peace very adversely. And there are thousands and thousands of property related disputes in the courts of our country. thousands and thousands of property related disputes pending in the courts of our countries. Now think about the dispute part also of the properties. People get very worried to have property, but property may invite litigation also and snatch your peace of mind. So, first, if you have even the lack of property, get your horoscope checked by a good astrologer whether you will have what is the future of your property, which is seen from the seventh house, the Bhavatvavam house of the fourth house, and also that is whether there is connection between loss of property, litigation of property. If there is any connection between the lords of the litigation of property, loss of property with your fourth house, so think twice before acquiring a property. And there is one more factor I today share as a tip. I'll tell you. I'll go to the this thing horoscope and tell you, so you will able to understand it properly. See, if the 12th house of a horoscope is afflicted, it is the 12th house. In his case, it is not afflicted. In his case, it is not afflicted. But just to demonstrate how you can see where you have the lack of property, that I want to tell. At your birthplace or a place far away from your birthplace, that I want to show. 12th house is the house of 12th house. First look at the 12th house. See whether the 12th house is afflicted or not. 12th house from your lagna is afflicted or not. See that. And if the debilitation sign of your lagna lord, please remember, and if the debilitation sign of your lagna lord is also afflicted, you will never able to stay and settle at your home place, is guaranteed. In that case, you acquire property at a distant place from your birthplace. Then you may not face that kind of problem that you would have been facing had you been acquiring property at your birthplace. I am showing here, suppose it is that Virgo is the 12th house in the horoscope of Mr. Mukesh Ambani. It is not afflicted in his case. I am just telling, if it is occupied by Rahu, Mercury or Saturn, it would have been got afflicted. Who is his lagna lord? His lagna lord is Venus. What is the debilitation sign of Venus? Is Virgo. Is Virgo. If it is afflicted, it is in this case it is Virgo, is the debilitation sign of Venus. If there would have been even a single natural malefic in the 12th house, he could not have been settled nearby his birthplace. In this case, it is not there. So get it checked. If you want to have a property at your birthplace, first look at the 12th house of your horoscope. See if there is any malefic there. If there is malefic there, then see what is the debilitation sign of your lagna lord. What is the debilitation sign of your lagna lord? If the debilitation sign of your lagna lord is also afflicted, occupied by a natural malefic, you would not able to settle at your birthplace. Never. And instead of that, If you want to acquire property at your birthplace, the consequence may not be good at all, astrologically. So I shared this step. It was not in the ambit of my presentation today. Still, I shared this tip because I am very cautious in the matter of property, in the matter of immovable property. Very cautious. I want people should be very cautious because there are thousands, for small and small things you will be disturbed, and peace of mind, if peace of mind has gone, what is the use of having a property? If your peace of mind has gone for a property which you will not able to take along with you during your journey to the divine abode, during your journey to the after your last breath, wherever you will go, your peace of mind for the whole life will go. Because litigation is such a thing, court cases are such a thing that disturb the peace of mind forever. For both parties, complainant and defendant, both. Peace of mind has gone. Once you have gone to the court, your peace of mind has gone. So be careful. If you want to acquire a property, check your horoscope. Whether yoga for property is nothing. Without yoga you would not able to buy property. But whether you would able to be peacefully live in that property is the big main question. How will be your neighbor? How will be the environment? If there is any chance that the land you are buying is disputed, several factors will affect you, which will culminate into court case against you. What you will do? I have shared my personal feeling. It is up to everybody. Everybody is independent to take his or her decision. I have only shared my perspective because I want a peaceful life. I don't want disturbance, tension, troubles, and all those things. I avoid all those things. And for that property is not a matter for me. If the mental peace has gone, if the future of the property is dark, it is better not to have it. Not to have it. Always it will give you nagging problem like the pain. It will always continue with you. Thanks for watching. I am Akool, astrology author, analyst, researcher, philosopher, and teacher. The name of my YouTube channel is Akool Saral Jyotish, Astrology Simplified. If you have liked this content, please give a liking. If you want to have such kind of research oriented astrological content in future, please subscribe to the channel. You will get a notification because I am always bringing such kind of unique content, not like Dainik Rashifal. These are unique content you will not find anywhere. Analytical content. These are all analytical content. So, thanks. Good night. Bye bye.